Now, defence policy expert Paul Dibb has painted a grim picture of Australia's security, claiming that we're underprepared for potential threats. He said in an interview with the Oz that the gap between government promises and actual delivery anytime soon means we are saddled with a peacetime ADF about the same size as it was 38 years ago, and with no real capacity to expand quickly. Steve, look, this is an indictment on both sides of politics, really, because we're only in this position because successive governments haven't invested properly in our defence.
100%. I mean, both sides are to blame. This is an age-old problem. It's not something that has just happened under this government or even the previous Morrison-Turnbull governments. It's happened forever. One of the stats that stood out today, Sharri, which I found really would sheet it home to people, the entire numbers in the Australian Defence Force would only fill half of the MCG, which has a seating capacity of around 105,000 people. So we've got 60,000 in total in our Defence Force. They don't have the right equipment. We don't have the submarines and the first of the subs, the nuke sub's not going to be here till 2035. Ships are not going to be here till the end of the decade. We have ageing aircraft. We don't have young people who are putting their hands up to join the Defence Force. We are completely underprepared. Paul Dibb's 100% right, but Jim Molan was saying this when he was alive, and he wrote a book about it, which everyone should read. No, the governments don't seem to want to have anything to do with this. It's just crazy stuff. I just hope Peter Dutton, in the lead up to the election, lays his promises out very clearly and puts money against them so that we can actually defend this country if we need to.
I mean, this is the scary thing, Bronwyn, is that, we're seeing an increasingly aggressive China. We're seeing so much volatility in different parts of the world. And the truth is, Australia does need the US to help defend us. We couldn't defend ourselves from an attack from China. God forbid it doesn't happen.
Absolutely true. Yeah. But that's why I've been so disappointed that Miles has been allowed to get away with this statement, oh, we're giving more money for defence. The promise is for $50 billion in 10 years' time. 5.7 billion at the end of the forward estimates. That's 4 years away before a penny is spent. The rot really began when we built the frigates, the Anzac-class frigates, and we built them for but not with. So they didn't have any armaments on them. And I, when I was Defence Industry Minister, made a statement in a particular speech that said we'd made excellent floating targets. Well, that really did cause us but to give Howard his credit, only Defence was spared cuts in that first year. First term of government, and we did increase spending. Now things have gone on since then, but there has been in this government a complete failure. Paul Dibb's quite right, and I knew Paul Dibb in those years, and Paul Dibb is quite right, that this government has no stomach for increasing the effectiveness of our Defence Force.